Yes, good morning this morning to all of us. My name is Engineer Ibrahim Moses Igosha from GBB Morning Drive this morning. And a very quick one. This broadcast is going to be very brief and very short. And I need to let us know, those of you who have been calling me yesterday on the issue of Akpabio, the Senate leader, and Natasha. Thank God, before me this morning, I have the minority leader with me on this very issue, and I want to call up our attention to the submission of the minority leader in the National Assembly regarding this issue. Sometime in Nigeria, we have forgotten that we are Africans. And as Africans, we need to treat our children, we need to correct them wherever we are, regardless of our assignments in our private and respective office. Number one, National Assembly is the highest institution that we Nigerians, the ordinary people, the grassroots people, even the elites, believe whatever that is coming from National Assembly as a rule that could guide us properly. But when we start seeing things happening like this, most of us start losing courage, start losing confidence in our lawmakers. And I think it is going to be very dangerous for the people you are governed to lose confidence in you. But with the submission of Abamoru, we can see clearly that leadership is imbued. Leadership is not something money, neither certification or being introduced. It is imbued. From his submission, we accept, we know that the Senate and the senators that are there are people who are honorable, who are distinguished honorable in the Senate House. Regardless of what happened, you can see the submission from the minority leader apologizing on behalf of himself and the distinguished senators from all the 36 states. That what happened could be ordinarily avoided if only we tread with caution. And you know, our women today in Nigeria, women is women, no matter their position, how old they are. I want to tell you, if you are treating with women, if you're dealing with them, you have to be extremely careful because they can revolt anything, anytime. Women are just like a good prize will always take it. Their mind is very soft. And this issue of Natasha, on a serious note, our Senate president, a very honorable person, did not handle it properly, and this matter escalates to this level. Why I say this is very simple. The whole Senate, the number three person, in number one person in the Senate, should know that this is capable of bringing or dragging his image and image of the institution to mud. That matter would have ordinarily been handled out of the Senate, himself outside the committee. The Senate could form a different committee without him and without Natasha. I expected immediately that the deputy Senate leader should climb that seat while this matter is ongoing. We shouldn't use our position to intimidate us because you are not intimidating the country, you are bringing down the image of the organization, the image of the institution, and the country at large. But you all know that I am not supporting Natasha to come out and say that it has sexual harassment or whatever. Let me tell you people, Nigerians, we are Africans and we must behave like one. If my own wife, my legal wife, I'm from Benue State. I'm an Idoma man from Idumoga to be precise. There's something we call Aleku. There's something we believe in our place that once I'm married, I don't look at you, whether you go anywhere, whatever. If you choose to be responsible, if you choose to honor your marriage, it is your choice. It is not my choice. And you can't get away with it. So my wife coming to tell me that my friend is harassing her, sexual harass or whatever, my answer is very simple. Just turn it off. You have every right to avoid any sexual harassment. Number one, you are not supposed to allow a man to even get close to you at the first place before whispering to your ear. When the man calls you and demands sex from you, the first thing you do is say, sorry, sir, I'm married. In my place, we don't do that. And I immediately inform my husband. It is not even Natasha who's supposed to bring that matter because Natasha should know that such matter is capable of destroying the image of our institution. Yes, we know a lot of women face harassment in their offices. However, we also agree. And we keep saying it, that equality in women in politics, we need to support them. We are always saying that women are not partaking in our leadership and they need to give us support. And now God is giving us opportunity. We're having them coming on. So with this kind of judgment and intimidation or whatever we call it, it's not a good image for the Nigerian Senate at all. They might not like this, but this is the truth. I'm standing on the submission of Abba Moro that the Senate would have ordinarily avoided. That is to show that the Senate knows that this is wrong. And this is the kind of leadership we're talking about. This is the kind of leadership that will look into themselves and say, we are sorry. That is what he has said. And Nigerians all over the world, I want us to look at it as a trial moment. It shouldn't be a social media morning tea. It shouldn't be because somebody wants to let somebody down. You are not letting Akpabio down. You are letting our institution down before the globe. And I'm very, very, very disappointed in so many things happening and the way some of the reporters handle issues, national issues like this. Almost every woman have the same issue. Even the first lady herself, she had the same issue while she was in the Senate. She almost fought in the Senate. The video is there. What's her name? Even Akpabio himself have the same issue with Saraki. I think we should reflect back to the former Senate President David Mark, and we should see leadership is not aggressive. Leadership is not radicalism. Leadership is equality of services to humanity. Respectful manner to the law makes you a good lawmaker. I think the submission of Abba Moro should be considered very seriously and one of the best among all that I have been listening to. And people have been calling me all throughout the night. You can see I'm still on my wife attire. Because I want to tell you that there is no way my wife will get up behind me from the bed and come to National Assembly, even if she's a senator or a lawmaker, and expose what is capable of bringing down the image of Nigeria. That is very wrong. There was one time when some years back when the Senate, the honorary president, have an issue with a woman that tie up a young lady's hand and set fire on her wig, and out of anger, the Senate, the honorary president slapped this lady out of anger. All of us were there, and what happened? The station was shut down immediately. All manners of accusation. Honorary president, why do you do this? Why do you why do you allow anger to continue? Of course, we are Africans. There are ways we correct our women and our children. We beat them. Beating is not out of it. Getting angry with Natasha, the fact that Natasha said that it has sexual harassment is not enough for the Senate to come up with what they have done. That is wrong. If anybody cannot say it, we are saying it because we have no any other institution that we are hoping not to. We are on the public media. We are defending Nigeria at all levels. We are speaking to high caliber people around the world, and they are pointing our fingers to our Senate House. Nobody is happy about this matter. But I want to appeal to Nigerians this morning. And I want our First Lady to know that she's a mother. I expect her to come out very swift and address this issue because she was once a senator before becoming the First Lady. Issue that should not sleep in. Look, if you beat a child, may Abba Moro live long. This administration will remember Abba Moro to the end of time. Nigeria at large, we know that the leadership of any nation is not by the size. It's by the content of the authority inside you, by the power that is bestowed from the day you were born to stand and defend your people rightly. That is what Abba Moro has just done. It's not about Natasha alone. It's about defending the image of Nigeria. Cutting the suspension to 3 months, to me, is not even acceptable. Let it be annulled completely. If we make wrong mistakes, we should say we make mistakes. If Natasha is going to be dealt with on the fact that she knows and she's capable to understand the allegation, the grievous, the enormity of this allegation, or what it could happen to the institution, then she should be dealt with on that matter. That is manner of approach. I keep saying it. Yesterday, I spoke to my people in Zone C, and I told them that, look, The issue of looking at somebody and cannot tell the truth sometimes is going to crumble the system, and that's what is affecting us. That's why young people are coming out on the street, coming out and saying something to the nation Nigeria without thinking twice. Because you don't expect something like this to happen and somebody is going to be happy about it. Myself, I'm not happy at all. On my platform, which is the GBB and the Sadwana Forum of Nigeria, the Sadwana Empowerment, the King of War, the Sarkin Yaki Fadan Talakawa, is very disappointed in most of this issue, and this is the voice of the voiceless. At this point in time, Natasha is not among the voiceless, but you know what? Everybody in this country is less. If you're not less privileged, even Mr. President is less. If it's not less, you will be coming out and say, senators, support your people, support me, let's build the administration. One person cannot do it. I think in this manner, I want to remind us, Nigeria, that we need to know that we are Africans, and Africanism is the mind of all of us. Correcting Natasha is not the wrong thing. Akpabio has taken a stand as a man. Women takes what they call harassment. Every minute they come on social media, this person talk to me. Even the men choose to do that as well. If you talk to anybody, say, I'm going to social media. Somebody like me, if you go to social media and say anything about me, you're only wasting your time because I stand on the facts. When I came back to Nigeria and after working with Brekete family, I've learned a lot of things. That this life is about yourself. It's about defending the people. Now, my life is for the people. I have experience. And what Patrick Abamoro is saying there, the minority leader, is from experience. We all have wives. Some of us have children from different mothers. We know what we receive from them. Even at the end of the day, you will say, why do I even do this? Now, I am covering, this is wrapper I am covering. You can see yourself that I'm covering a wrapper. Now, if my wife is not here with me, she will be thinking, how is this man covering wrapper? This wrapper is for women, it's not for men. They have forgotten that men can equally go to the market and buy wrapper to iron themselves, to cover themselves, or even get it for other use. But mentality will tell them that, oh, this wrapper belongs to one woman because this is not my wrapper. She's just there boiling. And then the next time she called me and said, look, I saw you covering wrapper. Whose wrapper is that? That and this. Why you don't care to know the reason why I cover this wrapper? When men behave like women, they become like women. That is the symptom. When you see men wearing things that men are supposed to put on, and men putting things when women are supposed to put on, they change themselves inwardly and they begin to reflect in that manner. The Senate leader has handled this thing very wrongly, and it's a lesson for all other senators that women are not your friend, even your wife. So if you're dealing with them, you have to be very careful, extremely careful, because all they want to bring you down. When I know this about you, I can do this, you said this to me. Natasha and Akpabio, they shouldn't talk with us. They shouldn't mess this institution. That the sister's husband is the best friend of Akpabio. Go and check their marriage. During their marriage, Akpabio was in their residence. He's a good friend. Go and check the NDDC. They are best of friends. They'll be living together, and up to this moment, they are together. They shouldn't bring distraction to the Senate because we have bigger issues that we are facing right now. The Senate House is not a place to discuss issues like this. We can't condescend so low to bring issue of sexual harassment, of something that is immaterial. What is harassment? What is sexuality? How do women even take it so serious that because they want to bring somebody down? Natasha should know that even if Akpabio is wrong, even if Akpabio said anything, he should know that this I am going to say can be discussed outside the media, can be discussed outside with other senior citizens. Natasha has access to the First Lady, she has access to the President, she has access to SGF, she has access to minority leader, she has access to other distinguished honorable, even outside the Senate and the lawmaker. Why don't she make this thing available and make it a case and they'll call Akpabio to order? Because I will say this and I'll bring him down. No. We're not accepting that from now. Any woman who has a mind to say, I want to talk anything about men, I want to do this, because when we were discussing it, when it was Rosie who was there, we are no longer 20 years or 5 years. Nigeria is 60-something years of age, and we are still crawling. This is a disappointment to our nation, Nigeria. Why would Trump will not be telling Nigerians, I will seize your this, I will seize your that, while adults are actually acting as if something is wrong somewhere? I want to appreciate Patrick Abamoru for this decision and for apologizing to Nigerians and the Senate's distinguished honorables and members who are there to look into this issue and revoke and withdraw completely any disciplinary action taken against Natasha. It is the Senate who doesn't handle this matter very properly. If Natasha does not know again, okay, what about the husband? He said, I called and I said, do I wake you from sleep? He said, no. Okay. Is your husband there? He said, yes. Okay, that's good. That's a good question. Your husband is there. And Nigerian law, Nigerian telecommunications, the police, the DSS must be able to prove Nigerian right on this matter. This is where we need to show capacity. This is where we need to prove that this thing is right or wrong. And this is where we need to tell Nigeria that this Senate is capable of leading Nigeria. We're having the same problem all over the places. When it gets to take swift action, they won't take it. When it has nothing to do with action, that is when they'll come up with decision. There are so many cases pending. They have not been able, the committee has not been able to conclude any of it. But once there's issue that has nothing to do with whatever seriousness, they jump on it. The last time they summoned the ordinary president should come before the Senate because he made the call to Natasha. Are you people intimidating us, the social media personality? We are fighting for human rights. If I go to America and I remove Nigerian from prison, they say thank you. If I go to London and fight for Nigeria, they say thank you. If I sit in my house and I don't sleep day and night, they say thank you. But when the Nigerian people who are in power, who are in authority, wrong Nigerian people, you can't say anything. Once you make one statement, the DSS come for you, the police come for you. For God's sake, what kind of rascalism and gangsterism is happening in our leadership? Are we going to remain like this? It's very urgent for our president, a very distinguished, honorable, a very hard-working man, regardless of whatever they said about Mr. President, is still my number one. Because it's not easy to come from where he comes from and become the leader of our nation, Nigeria. And we need more action. We need more action. That is what we need. Not about the Senate. It's about the human who are putting their hard-earned tax together to pay them sitting down there. We're not just paying them for nothing. We're paying them to make rules and law that will govern over 200 million Nigerians, and we condescend so low to this kind of issue of harassment, of a mere issue. A woman who is not a virgin. What kind of human right are we talking about here? It's high time that Nigerians should know that we're no longer child, we're not kids. Nobody should bring distractions to us. This is distraction of the highest order. And please, I want to apologize, and I want to let Nigerians know that what Akpabio said or did to me as an Idoma man, as an indigenous youth leader of Nigeria, by saying, I didn't do that to her, that is the best he could say. Even if he did it, to protect the image of Nigeria, that issue shouldn't come out in the Senate at the first place. Are there no other better channel to discuss this matter? A matter that is capable of destroying the image of Nigeria at all levels. That is what we are toying with here. That when we travel out of the country and we're dealing with this set of people in other nations, they say we can handle our own issue. What kind of mentality are we dealing with? So Nigerians all over the world, we apologize for this distraction from the senator. Sometimes it's a trial. And I believe this moment is a trial. And what is left for us is to let go, forgive ourselves, dust ourselves, and start a new beginning. Let all the disciplinary action taken against Natasha be revoked immediately to regain the image of this National Assembly. We are standing for ourselves. If it happened to any of you, the same way we are going to come and sweep too. Please, our leaders, our distinguished honorables and senators, this is a high time that we should have closed door meetings. During the time of David Mark, Alex Enu Bonaventure, they started called closed door. I love that man with passion. That is how a leader should act. Always have a closed door. Tell me the truth. if I am wrong. I love people who tells me the truth when I'm wrong. The same thing, let me tell you guys a little story about my journey into the public domain. I'm a telecom engineer. I read mobile and satellite communication from University of Bradford in Malaysia in Inter College. And before I went to school, I worked for Globacom for 10 solid years. I've never been queried. I've never been given suspension. I've never been involved in any project that's not successful. That is history and story of my background. Coming back to Nigeria, working with the ordinary president give me a lot of insight about touching human life, which has been one of my reasons of existence. And I was called to service humanity as consultant in one of the NGOs, which I'm not going to call the name. And all of a sudden, all my services was rendered correctly and everything was done. And every minute people call me, I'm your member. I paid 5,000 naira to your organization as a cooperative member. I want my money back because the grant has not been disbursed, this and that. Am I a grant handler? Do I organize? Do you sign any MOU with me? I will go to social media. I will write. So people go to Facebook and write on my Facebook, Engineer Brian, I know you are doing well, but return my 5,000 to me as a member of Trustcom Multipurpose Cooperative Society of Nigeria. And the DNA of the cooperative is what we refer to as your what? Your stance in this cooperative. Your membership of this organization is non-refundable. Take it anywhere, I will open book for you. That is me. And that is why I am firm everywhere. I come to Grand Community to touch lives of people, to give you people understanding to inside of what is happening as a skilled worker, because your handwork is your future. We believe in certification. That is why we're having this issue. If you are not a brother, a sister, or close somebody to one of the legislative aid, to one of the minister, senator, commissioner, however, you don't have a position in this country. It's high time we Nigerians need to stop all this madness. Everybody cannot be at the same level. There are positions that need to be linguistic to the ordinary people. We have cleaners, we have laborers, we have skills, we have everything there. Please, leaders, give us another chance to breathe. People are dying. You are supposed to be making laws, calling meetings, researching on how to resolve Nigeria out of this hardship. And it's the issue of women affairs that is coming here. Women, get up to your right. Stand up upright completely and not engage yourself in any out of issue that will destroy the image of our country, Nigeria. Thank you very much, Nigerians watching this program. This is GBB live chat. Is for Nigerians. This is the voice of the ordinary people, the voice of Nigerians who cannot speak to themselves. This channel is open to any of you. The number to reach us are displayed on this screen if you're watching us live. Don't be intimidated by anybody. When you come out immediately, the police will look for you. When you do something, the JSS will call you. The ICPC, the ES. Are these institutions set up to intimidate us, the common people? Look at what is happening everywhere. A very bigger issue. The log of wood that is in our eye, we're not seeing it. And a small piece of broom that is somebody's eyes, we are running after it. We need to understand that we are no longer kids. Nigeria as a nation is no longer kid. So whatever we are doing there is provoking the youth because the harshness, the sufferness is too much. I think one of these days I'm going to allow the peacemaker, the Sarki Yaki Fadan Talakawa, the king of the war for the poor, to come up on the street. We are tired. And I will never change my nationality. National Assembly is my central constituency. That is who I am going to speak to. Those that are making rules and laws for us. Our local government chairmen, their own is my because they are just answerable to their governors. Whether the governor is in line with the central government or whether the governor is doing the right thing, they don't care. Let my people go. That let my people go will not work. If you are a governor, if you are a senator, if you are a local government chairman, and you are not acting accordingly, we are going to expose you. Mr. President need to know. All of you need to bring your scorecard before Mr. President. Is it what we are going to discuss at the end of this administration, that we're accused of sexual harassment, we're accused of looting and bribing and corruption. We're accused of this issue of bribing and corruption. It has been existing. Who is fighting corruption in this country? Who? Buhari came with the idea of going to end corruption. Where are we? I think it's the high time that we need to come together as a nation to help ourselves to bring what it is not right to the end in the National Assembly. I want to greet every Nigerian who have made meaningful contribution. And I also want to apologize to all of us that are social media influential, not to take this matter beyond this point. We should allow it go. Let it die a natural death. Just like a fake petition and invitation go here and there. And the lawyer who doesn't have job to do, don't advise your client wrongly against your nation, Nigeria. No matter what happened, we remain one Nigeria until the day of separation come, which I don't think it has come yet. So please, let us be mindful of our advice to our client, no matter what they are paying us. Some advice is capable of destroying our professions and our professionalism in all angles. Thank you very much, Nigerians all over the world. Let us calm down. The situation is already under control. Mr. President has weighed into it, and I trust Mr. President 100% that he's going to put an end to this issue of Natasha and the Senate President, a distinguished honorable man of Akpabio. Let us be careful with women. Your wife is not your friend. Your wife is not your brother. Your wife is not your sister. Any woman around you has a mission, not just a mission, a deadly mission, a catastrophe. That is who they are. In as much as we protect them doesn't mean that they are good around you. A woman that you married for how many years will get up one morning and say, take your bag out of my house. It will be very bad and disappointed if you are living under a woman's roof. Men, if you don't know it, wake up. My wife is rich. My wife has everything. I don't need to do this. That is stupidity of any man who thinks like that. One morning, one evening, when that woman finds somebody better than you, she's going to kick you out of that house. So why giving too much consideration rather than thinking of what will take our nation, Nigeria, forward? Me, I don't have regard for nonsense. I have regard for priorities. I have regard for issues that could move us forward. This Senate is losing respect, and we need to uphold it. It's our highest authority. We can't play with it. That red chamber is not for children. It's for men with maturity, with adults who can handle things, who can even turn wrongs to right immediately. Fabio came out, swept, and apologized. That should be enough. This thing should be done behind the scene. After when the call was going, it was midnight. So they should go to midnight issue and discuss it. And let me send this warning to Natasha's husband. You are the husband, and you have the right to stop your wife from everything. Same thing to Akpabio himself. The wife went to court. What is the wife going to do in court? That is social eye service. That a woman accused your husband, and do you know what your husband is doing behind you? Are you ever taking yourself to cheat to ask yourself? Know fully well that this matter is not supposed to go far. Women are the problem we have. You guys should write it down. And that is why we must wear a very strong armor against them. When you use the iron hand on them, take the softer hand and bring them back, and then everything goes well. Let us don't throw a baby away with the bad water. This is exactly what the senators lack. And this has led to a lot of destruction to the image of Nigeria. I must tell us the truth, because we are getting calls from all over the world. This channel is not a channel that will support the Sarkinyaki Fadan Talakawa. It will not support anything that is wrong. At my age, I cannot look at my father and say you are wrong. You can see that we've been talking about re-election of Abba Moru. We have sent a letter to him. We have called him. We have spoken to him. Because of this issue, he has not been able to even create an opportunity for a meaningful discussion because of the Idoma mandate. This time around, we are not going to insult the government, and I'm going to go against anybody who raised an insult against the government, because the government is the national body that we are all lying on. But if the government is behaving this way, we are the ones to address the government. If there's no channel to discuss it, we'll bring it out here. We want our leaders to give us opportunity to meet with them. Letters are everywhere. Let them respond to it. Let them stop running from their responsibility. Let them stop deceiving people that my office is open. Mr. President, Their office is not open to negotiation and discussion that will lead Nigeria to the next level. These people are forming a cartel that the youth do not understand. And we, the king of the ethnic youth, indigenous leaders, are going to come out to speak with Mr. President rightly, because he said we can negotiate with him. And that is why we are working very strongly with the office of the Vice President. I want to greet all the members of the Sadwana Forum, Sadwana Initiative, members across the board who are sending their names for everything. You will be contacted. This group stands for Nigerians all over the world, the Sadwana and grassroots bridge builders. We don't give lapses. We ensure that we do the best thing and at all times. May God continue to bless Nigeria, bless our nation, give our leaders energy, wisdom to rule us rightly. This afternoon, we are going to be coming up with those who are going to head this movement across this country in the 36 states. The office of the Serikin Yaki, Fadan Talakawa, is saying good morning to all of us, Nigerians all over the world. Do have a lovely morning. This is Morning Drive, GBB from Nigeria, speaking on behalf of Nigerian people. Do have the best of time and good luck. Alequi Hofadania, Ball Gloria Original. May God have his ways in our leadership. Thank you, Lord, for bringing us to this morning. Have a good morning to us, Nigerians.